All right, everyone, we got a good one. This is a good one. This is part 3, round 3 of my podcast, this ongoing podcast with Tom Nash. This was a fun one. This was a super fun one. So, a couple things about this podcast. For the first 30 minutes, we talked about basketball. Now, I don't know how much you care about the NBA. I am an NBA junkie. I found out Tom on today's podcast was an NBA junkie. So we ended up just talking about basketball. There are timestamps in the podcast in the description, so you can literally just go to the part where we stop talking about basketball and we start talking about stocks. But if you are a basketball fan, if you ever cared about, the top 5 players in NBA history, I think some of you do. I don't know. The NBA is pretty popular, but I don't know how many people that are watching this channel actually care about that stuff. Then you can consume that and you can watch that. I thought it was a really fun discussion. We got into a little bit debate about Larry Bird, so it was good. But if you want to skip that and go to the stock stuff, then we can talk about the stock stuff. Now, this podcast, we talked about a couple things. Number one, we talked about Peloton. Tom was super bullish on Peloton. He admitted that it was a mistake and that he was completely wrong on his thesis on Peloton. So I wanted to explore that further in terms of what drove him to make that thesis and then ultimately why he ended up agreeing that it probably wasn't the best thing to be bullish on. So that was an interesting discussion about Peloton. Then we talked about Palantir. We talked a little bit about sort of this Dave Lee new question and concern about if Palantir doesn't own the data. Is it that valuable of a company? So we had that discussion. We also talked about big tech earnings and we talked about Netflix in particular. So when Netflix stock went from 530 to 380, my argument was it is absolutely justified because I don't see growth in Netflix and I don't see any innovation in Netflix. And Tom kind of disagreed. So we got into a little discussion on that and he showed me sort of how he evaluates companies using some platforms. And we got into that discussion as well. So it was overall really, really interesting discussion. We talked about a bunch of different things that I thought were interesting and I also thought were relevant. We also talked about some stuff going on in the finance community right now with some popular YouTubers that are doing some certain things. So you guys can see that as well. Now, shout out to Tom. He just hit 275,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. That is not an easy thing to do, to get 275,000 people to care about you and actually consistently consume your content on a day-to-day basis. I mean, that's a phenomenal thing, and I'm just so happy for him because I know how hard he works and he deserves it. You get 275,000 people to care about you. There's a lot of work you got to put in there to actually get there. I just reached 5,000 subscribers on this channel. It means the world to me. Don't want to get super emotional, but if you haven't figured out by now, I'm going for it. What is it? It is the throne. I'm on YouTube going for it because I want it. You are witnessing the rise, potential rise of someone who's really trying to do it, who's really trying to put his name out there, get his name out there. I have a startup as well, so part of starting the YouTube channel was to get more attention on my startup. So more awareness on the YouTube channel is just going to be net beneficial for me. I'm a stock market junkie. For those who don't know, I've been in the stock market for the past 3 years and I just love every bit of consuming it and reporting updates and understanding the spin and looking through financial statements. I love it's become a real passion for me, and being able to communicate that and getting people to actually care about my thoughts on it, it means the world. And I'm trying to go for the throne. I'm trying to go for that 1 milli. And for the people that are here at 5,000 and for the people that were here when they were literally 11, I know your usernames. I see you in the comments, and the fact that you guys have been congratulating me and you're genuinely happy. I mean, some comments I've seen from people are there's support, and then there's people that want you to win. There's people that actually there's people that want the channel to grow. There's people that want to be part of that community. There's people that think you deserve something more than you even think you deserve something. And for those people, I can't say how much it means to me, because to have you guys to actually care about the growth of the channel and just the growth of my career on YouTube, it really means a lot. It just means a lot. So hitting 5,000 is an amazing milestone, and just going to keep working, just going to keep grinding, just going to keep doing what we have to do and see if we can get there and enjoy the process along the way. Because when you're on a journey to try to go for it, you got to enjoy the process and the ups and downs of the process as you're trying to go for it. So awesome podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. Timestamps in the description. You can go to the section you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy. Do you think quality of camera content actually influences
No,
growth?
no, but I chase it like a madman. When I don't know, because I used to have a background in it a little bit, I chase the perfect image, bro. It's the perfect bite.
I do think it has some effect though, because the first time I saw your videos a year ago, when you click on it and it's crisp, bro, it's a different feeling when it's crisp. Someone put in time to build their shit, it's different. At least for me.
It's not, it's irrelevant. By the way, I wanted to tell you, you sound like this guy. I'm listening to a book. I'm listening to this audiobook right now. And you sound identical to this guy. and I realized that he's a very famous guy. I'm going to tell you in a second his name. But I think part of the reason that you have such a big audience building up so quickly is because you sound like that guy, bro.
Is
I'm
it me?
telling.
Did I put out an audiobook? Are you listening to my old audiobook?
No, 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 no. He's Filipino. He's Filipino, like American Filipino, but not Filipino in the like.
So you think he's the
He
reason that there's some attraction? Okay.
his name is Pat Flynn.
Yo, I think I've heard it. Hold on. Does he do real estate or some shit? No, he does.
No, he's a
Does like
marketer.
motivation?
I'm reading a book called Super Fans that he wrote.
Okay.
It's called the Easy Way to Stand Out, Know Your Audience, and Build a Successful Business.
Well, having said that, let's segue into the podcast. Congrats, Mr. Tom Nash, for 275,000 subscribers.
Yeah, let's go.
275,000.
I'm calling it right now. I'm calling this right now. 100,000 subscribers on your channel.
Okay, don't say that. Don't,
within the next 6 months.
That's not easy to do. That's very difficult.
June 2022, you're at 100.
I appreciate that, but that's hard.
If you don't have 100,000 by June 2022, I'm gonna streak live on the live stream, bro.
Okay,
but if you do, you do it.
I want to say but 100,000 is hard, man. It took you a year to get there, right? 100,000 is not easy.
Okay, so listen, if you don't get 100, I do naked streaking on YouTube live stream. But if you do it, you do it. I mean, if you think it's unlikely, but take the bet.
I'm all right, not fully naked. I'll take my shirt off, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
Sure, you take your shirt off, I take my shirt off. That's easy. I think that's fair.
Okay.
I love a six-pack anyway, so I won't.
Easy money, bro.
All right, I'm down.
Easy money.
Let's get into this. Tom Nash. So I want to start the podcast. I know I probably have an hour with you. I want to start for the first 5-6 minutes. Just, it's a big milestone. 275,000 people care about you. That's a couple of football stadiums. You put in a lot of damn work to get here. What are your thoughts? How did you feel when you hit that? And what are you feeling about your growth potential going forward?
I don't fucking know. I don't know, bro. I'm just enjoying every single moment of this. It's a blessed feeling, and the only thing I have to remind myself, it's temporary. We're in the entertainment business.
That's a good point.
It's always it's a loner. At some point, you have to bring the loner back, and you're gonna go back to living your normal life.
I want to go deep on that. How do you manage that? Because like it feels amazing, 275,000 people, but you stop posting videos, they don't care tomorrow. So like, how do you manage the fact that you have an audience? Yeah. But if you don't show up, your audience is irrelevant because you're not there anymore.
Well, you can also keep showing up, but nobody would care at some point. Every entertainer, every musician, everybody who's in this business, eventually, their time passes, and there's the new kids like you take over, and they become irrelevant. Like nobody's forever in this business, bro.
Right.
So I manage this by just living the same life. I don't buy expensive shit, and I don't treat myself like I'm royalty. I take out the garbage. I take shit from my wife. Like I live a normal. I don't try to,
But are you having fun? Are you enjoying the process of building this? Like, are you enjoying it?
Of course, bro. This is the most fun things. Like I feel like I've retired. I've said this before. I feel like I've made millions. I'm now like a multi-billionaire, and I'm now just doing every day whatever the fuck I want. And this is probably what I would have been doing if I had no financial incentive,
right?
Just to make YouTube videos, to have people watch it, and to have people, watch it quite often, and have somebody pay me for that. It's a jackpot. You'll see it when you hit 100, and the channel becomes sustainable, like financially. You'll see that this is a fucking dream. It's the hardest job you'll ever have. But it will feel like it's nothing, because when you love what you do, you don't feel like with your startup. Like you don't feel like it's work. No. It's just so much fun.
The dream.
The passion makes it completely effortless, even though it's long hours. I'm assuming you work until late night, and there's
2 a.m. last night doing 6 videos to stack up for this.
But you don't feel the pain because it's fucking amazing. Just seeing it happen. The same thing with YouTube. You'll see at some point you'll have to choose, though. Depends on what happens first. Whatever happens first, you have to choose. But that's a different discussion. I'm
Yeah.
just fucking blessed
Yeah.
to have people watch my shit and actually listen to what I gotta say. I mean, this is insane.
So
Think
to
about
segue,
how many people like on YouTube right now are putting out really good content and not getting views, bro, and
yeah,
not
you're
getting
very
traction
consistent on this. That some people just don't get an audience. Yeah.
for no reason at all, even though they make fucking phenomenal content. Like there's this
Part of
channel
the
I
reason is
used to
playing the game
watch.
of YouTube, though, right? Like that's the part where some
So
people are.
there's this guy, like I can't explain it. So if you ever get a chance, there's this YouTube channel called the NBA Storyteller. It's a channel that does kind of in-depth, amazing videos about basketball. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know, you're not a big sports
Oh, no, I'm
fan.
a big NBA fan. I'm a Lakers fan.
Okay, so you're gonna love this channel. For some reason, like I can, when I think of you, I think of like a startup guy, technical, not very athletic. Like I did, like
Bro,
you, like you.
I started a JV freshman year. We went 2-15, but I was starting point guard. So
Okay, so you can actually hoop.
I can actually hoop. Yeah, I've been in
Okay, so the man can hoop. What's your height?
5'7". That's why I didn't go to the NBA, but I was gonna go.
Okay, so you can't hoop. Okay. Anyway.
You know how you said you have to pick between two? Sophomore year, I realized I'm not getting taller than 5'7", so I picked, studies.
Bro, Muggsy Bogues was like 5'4" and he played.
Yeah,
in
but
the
don't give
NBA.
me that shit, man. You know how hard it is to like it's
Bro, Isaiah Thomas is 5'7" or 5'8".
that's
Both
actually,
Isaiah
those are hard, man.
Both Isaiah Thomases were under 6 feet, bro. The first and the second.
I just didn't work hard enough. I didn't want basketball.
You know, Isaiah Thomas the second was named after the first.
Oh, really? I don't know that.
His parents were such big fans of the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas,
The one
they
who's on the
named their
Lakers
kid-
right now? That is
Yeah, or he's no longer on the Lakers, but he used to be like an all-star. He was max contract and everything. So it's not about height. So basically, the NBA Storyteller is a channel that did like all of these videos about the most esoteric basketball issues. Like, for example, the greatest dunk of all time, the greatest single dunk of all time in the NBA. And he basically chose the Scottie Pippen dunk over Patrick Ewing in the 90s. You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, I
Or
do,
you?
bro. I'm an NBA. I know Scotty. I know.
Okay. So that he chose that dunk and he spent like 45 minutes explaining why this was the best dunk of all times and the visuals, the audio, the storytelling, the way it was, the scripting, the delivery. It was like, I was like, this is better than 30 for 30. And it's a one-man show and fucking like 40,000 subscribers, like 3 years in. I was like, why is it not getting it? Like, can I show you a clip, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to
also,
find this.
while you're doing that, but also it is the algorithm, man. Because like I'm on his channel, he hasn't posted in 2 months, and it's just like
No, but he stopped posting after getting discouraged from what I just told you.
Do you think that's a good reason to stop producing content?
Imagine doing something for 4 years, bro. Grinding. Like, you see how much work he put into his stuff.
No, I feel you.
There's some certain point where, like, you just say, well, fuck it.
That's why I think it's good to have more technology platforms. That's why I think TikTok is good. More platforms, the better opportunities for people to get discovered. Because if you only trust YouTube, it's not the easiest. You gotta have Twitter to help. You gotta have that stuff.
And I would stipulate it's much easier to get more views on a newer platform.
Yes.
Like a TikTok.
Yes.
I found it. So this is a video that got 122,000 views. We should have gotten 12 million views. I'm just going to show you a little clip and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Share sound. Then I'll show you the fucking video. Can you see it?
It says Tom Nash has started screen sharing, but it's not showing it yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's play it.
Maybe the greatest dunk in the history of the game.
This is great, bro.
Music already is nice.
Here's how special the slam dunk is. If you want to be celebrated and remembered at a halftime presentation with even a featured video, there's 3 ways to do it. First, win a championship. Then you can come out with the whole team and feel like a hero. Second, be a God-blessed superstar. Typically, you're going to lead your team in scoring for 5 to 10 years, take your team deep in the playoffs, and overachieve. Number 3, dunk the funk out of the ball. Just once. Do it one good time, and bam!
Oh.
Never be forgotten. This is not the case with any other play across all of sports. Of course, time and place helps, like if it's a playoff dunk, then sheesh. And if it's on top of another team's star, then you might as well retire the rim.
In your face, Kevin Johnson. Oh my!
But here's what I mean. You guys all remember this dunk. On this
My Zoom collapsed from how good this video was, bro.
That was good. That was good editing for the first couple minutes. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Bro, do you think that if this was an ESPN, would you have felt any like it doesn't belong, bro?
No, he's
It's
got the
up there with any 30 for 30 on basketball I've seen. And it only gets better. This is like the video is like fucking phenomenal. So the editing, the narration, no views, bro.
So hold on. So since you're a basketball junkie, I didn't know you were this big in basketball.
I can tell you about each dunk I saw there. The Tom Chambers dunk, the fucking Starks dunk from the Knicks in the 90s, John Starks baseline dunk. I've seen like I'm 40 years old, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them, bro. I can tell you about the Spud Webb dunk and the dunk contest against.
I want this. I want your top 5 all time. I want to see if it compares to mine.
The players?
Top 5 players all time.
Oh yeah, sure, bro, no problem. So I like to do that 1 to 5.
Okay.
My GOAT is MJ, no doubt at all. It's not even close.
You're not even factoring LeBron over MJ. There's just
no. He's not even my second, bro. Number 2, Kareem.
That's reasonable.
Number 3, Kobe. Number 4.
Hold on. You got Kobe number 3.
Yeah.
All respect in the world to Kobe, but number 3?
He's better than LeBron. Yeah. Kobe is number 3. LeBron can take 4, and I probably have Larry at number 5.
Larry's not a good choice. Shaq could be there.
No,
Kobe's not better than
no,
LeBron.
no. You
Kobe's
have to
not better than
understand.
LeBron. Kobe's not better than LeBron. Like that's ideological. No. I want you to be objective. You're being ideological.
Let me explain something. I'm more excited about the number 5 spot, which is mostly misunderstood, because as much as you think that modern kids don't understand how good MJ was, and that creates a lot of bias, there's so much time that has passed that nobody realizes how insanely dominant Larry was in basketball. He was like it's not even, it's hard to explain because it was so long ass ago, but you remember how people talk about, in the 90s they didn't used to shoot threes? Like the man was playing in the fucking 80s and shooting only threes. Like nobody was doing that in 40 years ago.
But over
His
Tim Duncan?
Bro, you have not seen what Larry has done.
But when you top 5 are you
How many?
Are you doing career accomplishments or just raw talent?
Bro, like Larry, if you don't have if you didn't have him double team, bro, he would call his fucking shots. He would call like a playoff, like playoff games. I'm talking about game 7. And he was like, hey, there's like 10 seconds left. I'm going to dribble right. I'm going to pull up and I'm going to fucking and then he'll fucking do it. You remember that story where like he went into the locker room for the 3-point contest? And it's like, all of you are losing. Who's going to be my runner up today? And he just goes up there, doesn't take his sweater off, the training sweater off, just fucking kills all of them, bro.
Very Michael Jordan level type confidence. Yep.
But he was delivering, bro.
Yeah.
Like because he was white and he was not so athletic, people don't realize how dominant this motherfucker.
So he's
was.
over Magic to you as well?
Yeah.
I can respect that. The championships to me don't factor in that much.
Magic was probably, if you have to give an award for the most exciting point guard to ever play the game, he's the most exciting, explosive point guard I've ever seen. If you want to give him like a list of the most versatile players of all time, he's going to be on that list. But is he a top 5 for me? No.
What's your favorite team? Do you follow a team or?
And not really. I'm just a basketball fan, bro.
So I want to get your final thing on basketball. LeBron and his championships. Do you like the pandemic champ? Do you feel like these are legit? Do you
He
feel
lost so many, bro.
that's
had
the
so
part I
many-
hate as well. That's the part.
He
I
has so many meltdowns in clutch. I can't, bro. He's like, even if you like, people say when you bring up this argument, and I've seen all of these games, and I've also seen the Jordan games. So that's why I have a reference point, because I've seen both. Now, my bias comes from the point that when I saw Jordan, I was a kid, and when I saw LeBron, I was an adult. So there's a bias there for sure. And as a kid, like, Jordan was God to us,
Right.
bro.
right.
And LeBron, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not gonna fucking go gaga over a basketball player. So there's a bias there for sure. But from a scientific standpoint, when you remember the game against the Celtics where Ray Allen bailed them out with that insane three, LeBron had nothing to do with that three, bro.
Well, he did get
Like-
the 18 points to get there on the fourth quarter.
Well, that's he played good, whatever, bro.
right. But you're talking about
I'm
clutch moment, like actually getting the job done.
Yeah, that clutch moment had nothing to do with LeBron. It was fucking Ray Allen, basically. I've never seen a guy fucking dribble back, fucking to the corner and shoot like shot. It was insane. So people say, well, Jordan fucking deferred to Paxson to win the championship. Yeah, bro, because he made the whole play happen. He fucking pulled Stockton to him, and he told fucking Paxson in the timeout. It's on camera.
Right.
Where he told
Yeah.
him, "Hey, be open because it's gonna come over." He was the coach in that play and the executioner, bro. He made it happen. So I've never I saw Jordan miss buzzer beaters, but when it was like clutch, I've never seen him melt down in clutch, bro.
Yeah.
Never,
that's-
ever.
He's not
And I've
passing.
seen LeBron do it so much. Now, as far as who's the better human being, that's a whole different discussion right there.
Right.
Like, Michael Jordan has a lot of question marks about his personality, and ain't nobody going to come out and say he was a good dude or a nice guy or a gentleman. Like, there's a lot of stories about Jordan, while LeBron is pretty much, everybody's like nicest guy ever, fucking real as fuck, is most grounded person, like, and he's opinionated. He doesn't mind losing fans over like.
except when someone asks him about China.
Well, I agree with you there, but he was vocal about a lot of politics
Yes.
before that,
Yes,
which is something that like MJ specifically avoided. You remember the famous quote?
Republicans
like,
buy sneakers too.
Yes, exactly. So LeBron didn't play that game up until China, but I mean, he was way more opinionated. And as far as like taking care of social issues, I never saw MJ give a shit. And and LeBron was always like doing work in that respect as well.
So watching the Last Dance was really special for you then, right?
Yeah, of course, bro. But they fucked up the Let's Dance a little bit.
How they fucking? I thought it was phenomenal. As someone who didn't
It
grow up,
was
in
a
the 90s,
phenomenal movie, but it was missing a whole piece, bro. There was one piece of it that was not made for whatever reason.
which is
There was one more player on that fucking team that didn't even get mentioned, bro. Luke Longley was on that team, bro. They didn't interview him. They didn't say a word about him. Like, he was a huge part of that fucking team, bro.
yeah.
You know that he got so offended. He was like, they had to make like an Australian movie about him to say the things. Like, there's like an Australian version about what should have been in the fucking Last Dance about
There
Luke
is.
Longley. Because he's such a fucking down-to-earth guy. He drives a tractor, lives on the farm. He doesn't give a shit. But I mean, he wasn't even in the movie, which was a shame. Because they talk a lot about Dennis, about Scotty, every other guy on that team. But like Luke Longley wasn't in it. The film was fucking phenomenal, bro. It was
I watched it twice,
amazing.
all 10 parts. It's amazing. Amazing.
It's amazing, bro. It's just fucking good. I think that. What do you think about Scottie Pippen fucking ruining his entire
Bro, I
brand?
was just about to ask you that. I literally think it was to sell the book.
He
'cause
destroyed his entire brand in the past year, bro.
I don't get it. Like, he's salty, but everyone knows how much of a role
No,
he
but
played.
I,
No
I
one
have a theory, bro, about Scotty. He's the master of taking L's. So you remember the slippers L he took?
No.
He found future
Oh yeah,
slippers
the
in
wife.
his house.
Yeah, his wife. Yeah.
The
That
wife
was bad.
L,
That was bad.
and then he took an L. Like he's an L taker, bro.
He took an L
And I
when he
think
didn't enter the game, and then the guy hit the game-winning shot.
it's not the guy. It's Tony Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc. Yes, you're right.
Tony Kukoc was a massive superstar, bro. Before he came to the NBA, just so you know. He played for a Split. I think
It's better to live life without having this resentment. And I don't know why Scotty picked for the last 20 years, 30 years of his life.
Bro, the best thing that happened to Scotty, and he should thank his lucky stars that Kukoc made that impossible shot, bro. If Kukoc misses that shot, Scotty would have been fucking Antonio Brown out of the fucking game, bro. I swear, I kid you not. It was the unthinkable. It's still the unthinkable, bro. Antonio Brown fucking the team, but because the guy fucking made the shot, nobody remembers that, and it's his fucking, it's the luckiest fuck up in the history of basketball, bro.
In 1995, when they had the horrible call go against them against the Knicks, imagine if it didn't go that way.
The foul, they didn't get the foul, yeah.
Imagine if Scott.
Imagine I know this, and most people would not understand the reference, but I know the reference.
Yes, but see, I know basketball because I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. If Scotty won that and they got 7 rings, do you think that his legacy would be more advanced than Jordan because he would have been able to get one by himself?
That was such an egregious call. It still pisses me off. It pissed me off then. It's pissed because I was like such a Bulls fan at the time because I was a Jordan fan.
Yeah.
So it really it's like how many years have like almost 30 years. So I'm pissed off now, bro. If he would have won it, then it would be the classic Tom Brady wins a dub without fucking Belichick. So
and I don't know if MJ comes back if he wins it. Maybe MJ's salty.
No, he comes back for sure.
Anything could have changed.
No. He comes back for sure. Because, bro, MJ coming back, like they needed him and he needed them. And like it did wonders for everybody won from his coming back. And plus, I think he was going insane not playing basketball.
Yeah.
Imagine like being the GOAT and not playing, bro. And you're still the GOAT. It's just insane. To this day, I don't understand his fucking retirement. But then again,
well, his father was murdered, right? Like that's so
he was fatigued, I think, mentally.
Yeah, I mean, like, because when you win that much, I mean, there's a level of competition. I don't know. All right, this is the best segue. I want to talk about this. We're talking about you getting 275,000 subscribers. We're talking about you, having an authentic relationship with your audience.
Nobody's gonna watch this podcast. It has
no. They will.
Palantir or stocks or nothing,
like
bro.
You. No, so
we're gonna have like 17 views on this one.
Transitioning from that, you just said something about being the GOAT. There is someone who is arguably objectively defined as the GOAT of finance YouTube. And he made a decision the other day that
I know what you're gonna say.
That I have some thoughts on based upon new information that I found out about today. We're talking about Meet Kevin, who sold out his entire stock position, and we're going to talk about it because it's part of the finance community. We've got to talk about.
We both made a video about it. Actually, we both made a video about it. Yeah.
So
I watched yours.
It was good. I watched yours today as well. It was good as well. It was better than mine because you're good.
I don't think it was better. It was different.
It was different, yeah. Different. Yeah. I think we broke it down in different ways, but we ultimately kind of came to the same conclusion that I think both of us had. Like, yo, we don't care. It's his money. Let him do what he wants. But it's a risky strategy.
We both agree on it. It's no. I don't think there's a massive moral flow to this.
Yes. Now here's my question, because this is what happened this morning. I was watching the live stream. I hopped into the that he does every day for his stocks, and I'm going to make another video about this because I actually genuinely want to talk about this. He's watching the stocks go down, and he's like feeling sad that it's going down. He gets to a point where Robinhood's $12. He's like, oh my God, Vlad, how can Robinhood be $12? And in my head, I just can't help but think, wait a second. It's great that it's $12 for you.
You, yeah, because
for you, it's phenomenal that the stock market is dropping. So he's looking at all this red and he's showing all this emotion that's sad. And to me, and I want to get your take on this, it really felt like one of the most manipulative games that you could play with your audience. Because like you can't sell to your audience that you're sad about this when you're short the market, which means the live stream doesn't make that much sense because the whole point of the live stream is to suffer together in some capacity, right? When you're live streaming what's going on in the market.
Yeah.
But you can't show your suffering because you should be happy as shit that the market is down and you pulled out at the right moment. So how do you feel about what's going on and what he did? And what he's continuing to do?
Yeah, it's a tough question, bro, to be honest, since I like Kevin.
Yo, Tom, real quick before you continue, he was part of the reason I started on YouTube. Like I religiously consumed his content. I admire his work ethic a lot.
Yeah.
So to see him play this emotional manipulative game today, which I think it's emotional manipulation, and I'm not even trying to throw shade at him. Like it is. You can't act sad.
You're not a shade thrower, to be honest. That's not your style. Even when you made the videos about the idiot and his two boyfriends.
The three Scrooges.
Like the three morons.
It was the most respectful expose ever because I was literally like, hey guys, I don't agree with them, but I think there's a hidden agenda for their content.
You never took shots at them, and that's a kind of a...
So you know that's who I am, and I follow Kevin. For him to do what he did this morning, and now on Twitter he's tweeting this FUD about a recession coming. I can show you some of the tweets that like it's just, I don't know, man. It's really shady.
So I'll tell you my opinion about what happened. So I like Kevin. And I've said this in my video. I don't see a moral fatality here for him to sell.
I agree.
It's his prerogative, his right. He doesn't owe anything to anybody. He can sell if he wants.
Agreed.
Where I think I didn't know about the stream. What you just told me is new information for me. So I just found out about that. What I will tell you is that I think where he will suffer from this decision, in my opinion, is he's within his right to do it, and it's 100% legit. And if he makes this bet, good for him. He will suffer, I think, because I think it will take away from the validity of the value proposition of his course. So he's selling a course about how to succeed in the stock market, and that's fine.
It's an expensive
good
course
for him.
Too. It's not a cheap course.
It's okay if people are paying, then it's a fair price.
I agree.
And most people I talked to said it's a good course. Actually, I don't think I've ever came across anybody who said it's a bad course, to be honest. So he's selling a course, and he goes last week and says in the second half of the week, I believe, oh, I'm not effing living, I'm buying the dip. And then he goes on this whole rant. You can refinance your house, another 500K. And if you put in the stock market, long-term investing, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Fine. If that's your theory, fine. No problem. But then there's like 48 hours go by. And then he's like, yep, I sold everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on a second. So your complete analysis, what is it worth if your analysis changes within 48 hours with nothing fundamentally changing? No piece of information has changed in those 48 hours. The Fed didn't come out with anything new. There's no circumstance that changed that mandated a complete overhaul of your strategy or evaluation. If you were like me, and I've been screaming since October or November that the tech sell-off is not going to end until the Fed is going to come out and admit. And I even made a video a week ago saying this is not the bottom. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
If you thought that from the beginning, that's fine. But he was kind of the opposite, saying buy the dip, buy the dip.
Right. That's a good point. That is a good point. You were saying to not buy the dip because it's not the bottom. Yeah.
No, I was saying this is not the bottom. And you can pull up my videos and even the recent one that's called literally, this is not the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, so he went from being kind of the contrarian view to that to, okay, I think this is not the bottom in a matter of 2 days with no change of circumstance. So what kind of an analysis skill set does he apply here other than, follow his gut feeling or whatever intuition he has? And if it's only about intuition and gut feeling, then there's questions about the value proposition of his course that I think will be raised by his viewers.
I want to show you this real quick. He tweeted this today. This is bad for the stock market. He's in some restaurant. He's saying this cafe is usually packed. Apparently it's dead. recession coming, question mark. This started feeling like Bill Ackman stuff to me because I'm like, the
And he
replies were
actually criticized Bill Ackman for what he
yeah,
did.
and I'm like, what? So Tom, this is the weird part to me. It's like in the morning you're sad, the stocks are down. You're showing your audience you're sad because obviously you should because your audience is sad, right? So that's the relationship you have to have. But you're actually profiting, and then on Twitter you're tweeting essentially this FUD that a recession is coming because you're going to profit off of that because you're short. Now his argument is like, well, I'm transparent about it. I'm like, sure, but you have 2 million people that were transparently following you in a 360-degree direction for the past 2 years.
I think long term he's going to suffer from this, even though obviously he has a very loyal fan base, which will stick with him thick and thin, and that they don't mind. I think as far as his brand, long term, this is going to be probably detrimental to the quality of his brand. But at the end of the day, his redemption can happen if indeed he goes back in at March or whenever, and the market skyrockets back up, and then he looks like a genius for doing that, it will wash away the sins of the father, so to speak.
You think you think people will respect him a lot for that?
Yeah, if he gets this call right, then it will outweigh the fact that his analysis methodology is useless.
Well, let me tell you
because it's a question about like he just proved that his methodology is non-existent.
Right.
So what is he selling really? But if the call is correct, he can say, well, I'll teach you what I'm teaching is you my intuition, and I'll share with you my intuition and my I understand crowd psychology or whatever. I don't know. He can repackage the whole course if he gets it right.
Let me tell you what his call is, because he was doing this on a live stream yesterday because I wanted to understand what he's really doing. He is betting that in March, small caps, not mid caps, not large caps, small caps, Honest, Tattooed Chef, these types of companies, they're going to be so beaten down that they have a 3x, 4x return potential within the next year and a half, because all the shorts are going to have to cover once the fears of recession go away. So his strategy is to pick a basket of 10 small caps and put $2 million, 10 times 2 is 20 million, into each of those and make up. And even if a couple of those, go to the moon, he makes up for the ones that don't. Do you think that's a smart strategy in terms of betting on small caps when the recession is over?
I don't know. It's a risky strategy for sure, because there is a scenario where none of them goes to the moon, and then he'll be trapped in under the money.
But do you think the logic of that doesn't make sense? Because if they're so beaten down and they're good companies and they're getting short squeezed, they have to go up to some extent.
It will depend on which companies he chooses. The selection process will have to be really good for this to work.
Yeah.
Because if he chooses buffoons, bozos, etc., then it's not good. It's only a valid strategy if he can pick because not all of these small cap growth stocks will bounce back. Some of them will die. This would be a death sentence for them. Peloton was a prime example. A stock which, by the way, I got wrong.
Right.
I was bullish on Peloton, and I made a whole post basically saying, I let this be a forever evidence that I got Peloton wrong. But it will happen to more stocks. So his selection process will have to be impeccable for this to work. It can potentially work, but he would really have to be excellent at choosing the right ones, because here's the problem. So this 20 million he has, it's a big profit built in because he rode Tesla and whatnot. Now, if he jumps back in, there's no cushion like he used to have. So this, whatever happens now, is basically eating away at his principal amount.
And he still has to pay taxes on 2021. He was talking about that as well. So
yeah, that's okay. He pays long-term capital gains tax. It's all Tesla money from more than a year. It's 20%. It's 20% or something. It's not a big deal. I think it might work, but
if there was anyone I could bet on doing this, it would be Kevin, given how much he knows about the market, right?
It might work. I just think it's a risky strategy. I'd rather invest in good businesses that I think will be dominant and disruptive over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, instead of small cap stocks which might get short squeezed. But
Well,
it's
one of the
different
things he
strategies.
said is that he's also bored. He said like it's going to be boring for the market for the next 5 years, and he wants to do a swing trade because he thinks it could be the greatest trade of his life. So I kind of get the human take a risk perspective at 30 years old. He's like, screw it,
Mm.
let's see what happens. Like, so
It's a rich man's problem, bro.
yes, yes,
Most people don't have that prerogative to say I'm bored because it's a lot of money.
yeah,
Um, I think in general, treating it like a casino is not the right approach. I don't know if I would look at it like this, because when I look at it, I try to think of it. Well, this is money that I'm supposed to. I have fiduciary duty to my family to try and
Yeah.
keep and not go crazy with it.
yeah.
But hey, it's his money. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Did you think Netflix deserved to fall the way it did?
No, but it's macroeconomics, to be honest.
So I disagree with you there. I think Netflix hasn't innovated, and I think when you have 200 million subscribers, public investors are looking for high growth. If they're decreasing their guidelines, why shouldn't it deserve to go from 500
I
to
think
300?
did they decrease subscription numbers or revenue?
They decreased subscription for, they're going to go like 8% versus 20% in 2022 for subscribers.
Well, that's they're basically saying reopening. So let me ask you a question. So okay, so in the streaming sector, who are the top three players in the next 5 years? In your
HBO
opinion?
Max, because their IP is better. Friends, The Office, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Disney Plus, because they own Hulu. That's the reason I think Disney Plus, because they have Hulu, and then Netflix.
Okay, so I think I agree with you. For Disney, I have a different rationale. Since you're a kid, you don't realize how
Well,
strong
the
Disney.
IP is good, but it's irrelevant after, like, at the end of the day, you can't sell Winnie the Pooh forever. That's my thing.
No, it's not about Winnie the Pooh, bro. They can fucking relaunch shit. Like the Mandalorian is just an example of what they can do, bro. There's
Gotcha.
mountains of IP for a demographic you don't care about and you don't understand, which I do,
Yeah.
which is huge, and they're the only ones in that game. There's nobody comes close to them as far as kids content
Right.
or the IP that can generate cheap production of kids content.
Right.
It's endless. So I think that's Disney Plus. And by the way, all of their growth, which was phenomenal, Disney Plus happened if 50% of their subscribers don't households without kids.
Mm.
So it's not, so far they've not even tapped into that yet. So yeah, Disney Plus. In fact, I think Disney Plus might challenge Netflix for top position at some point. I think that's in the cards. But I think Netflix, Disney Plus, and HBO Max for different reasons. So if this is in the next 5 years, this is a top three player, and given the fact that they have what seems to be a complete, I wouldn't say complete, but a very hard demand for the content. So it would take a massive price increase for people to pull the plug on Netflix. It's kind of a staples of your home. Like you would pull the plug on Amazon Prime, you would pull the plug on Apple Plus or whatever, Apple TV, whatever they call, right? Or in any of the other cookamamie bullshit stuff. But to pull the plug on Netflix is kind of pulling the plug on cable. It's not that easy, bro. So they have the ability to raise prices. That's for sure. Okay. Ability to raise prices, great margins, dominance in the market in the next few years, and a complete shift in the way movies are made now. Like Red Alert, whatever that was called, was just the beginning of this trend. Like with, I don't know what it means for cinemas, but that's a whole different discussion. But streaming services are definitely getting bigger and better with more investments, more money. So I don't know if I want to bet against Netflix. Now, whether the entry point is correct or not, I'm not super focused on this because I told you I always look for great companies to invest in. I'm not so obsessed about whether it's 500 or 550 or 400 or 350. Like I'm not super excited about like people, look for the best deal. Okay, I look for the best company. I want to buy the winners. Don't care about getting like an average plus company for a cheap price. I want to get the best in the business in my stable.
Netflix
So
is spending $20 billion a year on content. They're losing money. To me, your argument makes total sense if they can become somewhat of a platform. Do you see them ever challenging to like?
what do you mean a platform? Like, you come from this industry, right? You have a startup in this industry,
Right.
so you understand it probably as good as anybody, definitely better than me. So what do you mean create a platform? What
But-
is this the definition of this?
There's two definitions of a platform. One is a vertically integrated platform that the company still has full control over, meaning Netflix. As soon as you watch Stranger Things, you're scrolling through Netflix, boom, a Stranger Things t-shirt pops up. Like, why the hell has Netflix not innovated Netflix merchandise within the app? They already have your credit card. They have the sale done. They just need you to click yes to 1099. And millions of people would do that. That's a whole nother revenue stream that they haven't innovated with. So that's a vertical type of platform. And there could be a Netflix theme park, in my opinion. They have powerful IP, no innovation, because they're spending so much money on content. And they
Well, that I can tell you why they don't have yet. Because fucking theme parks are closed for the past 3 years. Who would put money into this
But
right
they
now?
weren't thinking about it before COVID. So, like, my point is they don't innovate. I
No,
don't think Reed
they
Hastings
were not.
innovates.
They
I
were
think they're
not.
obsessed with content. That's the only thing. Number two, the other version of a platform is a user-generated content platform, meaning people upload, which means you don't have to pay a lot for the content because you get it from the world. Gaming is something that I think they could create the Stranger Things video game and then let the world upload content around the Stranger Things video game onto Netflix in which other people could consume. Now you have to have advertising here, which Netflix is
They
very
need to
against.
hire you. I swear to God, they need to hire you. Those are some phenomenal ideas, which I don't know if they ever thought about, which is insane to me.
Well,
Because
there's
you
no way
make a lot
I'm
of
the one who
sense.
thought of this. Like, I think they thought of it. I don't think they're willing to take the risk because they have to show a profit on content at the end of the day. And
what's the risk in fucking linking merchandise?
well, there is no risk. You're correct in that. That's a really good idea. I think they should do. But the
It's a
problem is,
phenomenal idea.
I don't think of. I'm never going to touch Netflix stock because to me it's an overpriced media company that the media becomes irrelevant after a couple of days. So, for example, why did they make Don't Look Up with 10,000 movie stars and one of the biggest in Leo? Because if they make a series, people binge it in 10 hours and it's done. Now it's like, well, what do I watch? But if you make a movie, it's a little bit more timeless. So Netflix, to your point about the cinema, is going to have to transition to more timeless content. But the problem is, how much are you willing to pay to get that? And then where are your margins coming from at that point? So I don't know. I don't like the stock. I'm very bearish against it. I don't see it at all being the $700 stock that it once was at all. But that's my take.
Let me look at this for a second. Let's check it out.
I also personally don't think Netflix has an algorithm because I can't ever find good content on Netflix. So
I don't think they do. They don't suggest jack shit.
They say they have some secret algorithm. I'm like, no, they don't have none.
Well, I'm looking at their stuff right now. We can do some quick due diligence on our end and see what we have for the stock. Hold on, let me share some. I'll share a screen with you. I don't know if my share screen seems to be acting up, so if it happens again, we quit. So I'm looking at tip ranks right now. So 385.
I've heard of this platform. You think it's good? You would recommend it?
I have a relationship with them. So the answer is yes, but I have to disclose it first.
Okay, so if I buy it or anyone buys it, use Tom's affiliate link.
You don't have to. You just buy it because it's good. So the way it's the only company I promote. I don't know if you noticed this. I don't have any promotion in my videos.
Yes.
I don't do sponsorships. I don't do nothing.
Don't like nothing. Don't smash nothing. Don't
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
exactly. Just nothing. So
Bro,
anyways,
literally
this
every time I open your video, I look forward to you saying that. It's like ASMR when you say don't like nothing.
people,
don't smash nothing. It's
yeah,
like,
when I
wow.
don't, people get mad. I don't know why it's so important. So anyways, the way the only company I've agreed to work with is this company, and even that, the only reason is because number one, they don't require me to say nothing in my videos, so there's no requirement for me to say jack shit.
Yeah.
Which is that's why I agreed. Number two is the way how the relationship happened is I was using their fucking platform on my videos when I was reviewing stocks, and I was saying how great this platform was, and all of a sudden I get an email from them and it's like, hey, listen, you've been using our platform. Do you want an affiliate link so you can make some money because you're sending so much traffic our way and we just want to pay you? I mean, it's just
Makes
fair.
sense. Yeah.
And I said, yeah, sure, why not? Because I like the platform a lot. And ever since then, I have an affiliate link for them in the I'll just give you a little scoop. I'm starting to work with them on the project.
Okay. There we go.
It's actually starting up this week. I'm going to make content on their own channel for them.
Wow. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
So I have a really good relationship with them. So then when if I recommend the software, yes. But I've been a paying customer for like a year before I had the relationship with them. So it
Not
is what
bad.
it is.
Not bad.
It's probably the only sponsorships I'm willing to take. If it's a product I've been using and I like, then I'll take it. I wouldn't like I have these offers, bro, every fucking day. VPN service, a fucking this and
Bro,
that.
Tom, I've been getting all these NFT emails. I'm like, is this what happens when you get subscribers? You get there's like $700 for 20
Bro.
seconds. I'm like,
There's a video on
Bro,
my
what
channel.
is, like-
Somebody offered me 40 grand to mention their fucking stock in my video.
$40,000 to mention it.
I made the video and I made the video and I disclosed this. Like I don't do paid stock promotion at all, ever. And I made
Yeah.
a video about that case and the lady got upset because I showed her the DMs on my video, and she's like, "This is private information. You have my name there and shit." I was like, "Lady, this is social media. You post." So it's like, what the fuck? What kind of expectation of privacy did you expect? It's a social. You didn't write me an email. This was on fucking.
It was Instagram.
It's Instagram, bro. The fuck out of here. And she's like, "I'm going to sue you." I was like, "I dare you, bitch." And I put it in my video. You can find it.
I feel like that's got to be the title. I'm gonna sue you. I dare you, bitch.
But
oh man.
yeah, man, I got so upset. So they offer me money all the time, bro. If I would have made any stock promotion or crypto promotion, could have made easy like 500,000-600,000 just off that in the past 2 years.
I mean, a lot of these influencers are doing it, and they're scamming their audience, and it's.
I don't know if they're doing it. I don't want to say. I honestly don't know. I'm not doing it. But anyways, I think it's fucking criminal. If anybody did that, they need to be.
Well, CoffeeZilla has
that,
been doing
yeah.
a good job exposing that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, CoffeeZilla is a good friend. You've seen my collab with him. We did a
Yep.
collab on this channel.
Yep, it was good. You
Yeah,
were
he's
breaking
a-
down the basics of inflation. It was really good.
Yeah, he's a smart dude. You know, it took us like 5 tries to make that video.
Really?
Every time his camera died, my camera died, my microphone died, his OBS died. It was like the one you saw was take number 6 or 7. It was a 4-hour project, bro.
It was a good
Anyways,
collab, so.
so basically, I always check tip ranks. So I'm looking at tip ranks here, and just to see what the sentiment is for the stock. So they have 34 analysts with an average of $521 for the stock. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, and I don't use it like as a tool to kind of solely justify my decisions, but it kind of gives me a little clue what the analysts are saying. So 35% upside, bear case is 342 on average, average is 521, and the high is 750.
I don't
So-
get how they get to 750. That's my thing. Unless they innovate, I don't get it. They got to
So-
700 when it was hyped up, but
We'll see right now. We'll see who's saying what. So then I can do like this is what I like about this platform. I can look at all the analysts, and there's a lot of bums here. Sorry. I mean not you, Thomas. You're good. But there's a lot of bums here. So I always check the 5-star rating.
okay.
No, they have a way of Joseph Boner. So let's look at Joseph Boner, bro.
570.
so
okay.
they rank these analysts based on performance. So you can actually see if an analyst is full of shit or not. So this guy's ranked number 528 in the country out of 7,759. So he's
Okay.
ranked in the top 10% of tip ranks, right? You can see his success rate with predictions is 66%, average return so far 13%. This is a bloody year so far, so not bad at all. So then you go to Netflix, and you see, well, his rating is not so relevant. You know why? His rating is meaningless. Even
Why?
though he's a very successful analyst, but he only had 1 rating for Netflix so far. Only 1 so far. He just started covering it,
Okay.
and he got it wrong. And you
Yeah.
see this? 0 out of 1 ratings were profitable. 0%, minus 25%. So basically, he didn't cover the stock for a long time. He just covered recently, and he started at 535 and he said buy and it went down. So he's not deep into the stock. So
Yeah.
don't care about him. So I'll have to find somebody else. And then that's how I do it. And then, okay, let's look at this guy.
Do they have like their logic for this stuff, or it's just pure numbers?
You can access the actual logic, the
Okay.
paper itself.
Gotcha.
So this guy is ranked number 33 in the country. Phenomenal. Out of 7,759, 70% success rate, 22 average return. Netflix, he has it at hold at 450, which
Yeah.
is close to where you at. Yeah.
Yeah, hold it.
So
I agree on his
only-
Facebook call.
yeah. So he has 16% upside, hold 11 out of 11. You see this?
Yeah.
100% correct. 36. So he knows this stock. So we have a winner. Ding, 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 ding. This is what I was looking for. A guy who's in the top. He's in the top percentile. Okay.
Right.
It's insane. Top percentile, Goldman Sachs, 11 out of 11 profitable selections for the stock. He's been in the stock for a long ass time and he was right every single time and is up 36% on the stock, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So his rating is probably the closest of where kind of the mean average of the good analyst should be.
Right.
So we know that this is, so for tip ranks, my conclusion would be 450-ish. Okay.
Mm.
So that's my starting point where like my baseline would be to start my analysis. And then I start digging deeper into this. I'll open the financials. I'll start reading the analyst reports. I'll start reading what's going on as far as the total addressable market, what the management is doing. And then it's going to go deeper from there. But like my baseline in my head is like, well, okay, 450, where do we go from here? And then, but my gut feeling, if you just, ask me directly, if I like the company itself, streaming is a good business. They're a leader in streaming. They're going to be a leader in streaming. It's either them, Disney Plus, or HBO Max. I want to own at least one. So as simple as that for me. But I don't know about the target price. It doesn't matter. If I like it, I'll buy it.
Got it. How many more minutes I have left? 15 minutes? I got 15 with you.
We can go for another 10.
Okay, another 10. So quick question on Palantir, and then I have one last final question. Palantir,
What's Palantir?
You said what's Palantir?
Yes.
well, apparently 40% of your portfolio knows what Palantir is.
Yes,
Tom did a
true.
great podcast with Dave. I'm gonna put that in the description. I'm actually doing another video today answering one of
Dave
Dave's
Lee is
questions.
so fucking smart, bro.
He asked you a really good question. I'm making a video today responding to the question he asked you, but it was a good question. Was if they don't own the data, why would you put your money in a company that doesn't have proprietary control over data?
Yeah, I'll explain what I answered to him, and I'll give my answer here as well.
Cool.
If you're building a platform that a service platform, like an operating system, you by definition you don't own the data. You shouldn't. There's no point.
Yeah.
You're people are coming to you for with their data. I mean, it's like building Windows. Windows doesn't fucking own your data. It doesn't need to. That's not the. You still get access to all of it. They're building in what seems like the next generation of any business operating software. Data ownership is really relevant for that.
Yeah,
in my
because I think the
opinion.
comparison to Tesla didn't make sense here, because Tesla is trying to build like a bot that can do, or a car that can do stuff. They have to control the data. Google has to control the data to give good recommendations. But Palantir doesn't seem like they have to do that.
No, I don't think it's. They won't have. It's an operating system,
Right.
and they have access to endless amounts of edge cases.
And network effects because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think they'll have. So there's no shortage of data access. If a company leaves with their data, what does it mean to the operating system? It means the client left. There's not much. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
his follow-up question then was, if someone can do it cheaper than them and like 70% as efficient as them, doesn't that make them a commodity at that point?
I don't think it's the numbers. If you try to look at how much would it cost, like if you're a company right now and you're trying to build in-house something similar, you'll have to like Frankenstein together like 3 or 4 different types of solutions in the market. It's going to
Yeah.
cost you millions of dollars, bro, tens of millions of dollars. The maintenance fees are going to be insane, and it's going to be a fucking clunker. There's
Yeah.
no point. It's not gonna work. They're putting like 17 years of research into this shit, bro. It's gonna be the only ones who can actually try and do something like this is probably just Microsoft or similar.
Okay, final question. You were bullish on Palantir, not Palantir, Peloton a while ago. I just want to get your take on why you were bullish then and what happened. Why do you think your thesis didn't play out?
I had this conversation yesterday offline with a friend. My main mistake with Peloton was that I had this assumption that culturally we're not going back to what we were before the pandemic. So I had this thesis that because working changed forever and that's not going to change back, then everything else will as well, which means consumption of culture and entertainment and fitness. What I discounted too much, and this is where I got fucked with Peloton, is that human beings are social beings, bro, and they can fuck with working from home, fine, no problem, but they fucking need human interaction and everything else. They're willing to risk fucking a lot to hang out with other people, whether it's concerts, whether it's dating, whether it's fitness. And I had this utopian slash dystopian kind of reality where everybody just sits at home and basically nobody ever leaves again, or at least to an extent. And obviously that's not the case.
But the subscriber model, that was probably interesting to you, right? The fact that they get this high margin business on content.
It's a great product. Listen, they had the problems with PR, but if the product is good, their clients love this product. I have people like I know of people in countries where they don't supply their stuff, trying to get one. So the product is good. Revenues are insane, even though it is like a fucking, it's a treadmill with an iPad, but the content
But I'm saying the content is good, right? The fitness
the
content.
content is good and the people are paying for it. It's just that they got ballooned out of their original valuation because of COVID. And then I thought, and this was my biggest mistake with them, is I thought that this is just the beginning of this new workout at home culture that's going to develop. Because up until the pandemic, working out at home meant you buy a thing and then it becomes a coat rack after 3 months, and then nobody ever touches it again. This was like the whole, like, for 80% of home training devices end up to be coat racks.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this is finally going to change because people don't want to go outside and catch shit. So
do you think they recover? Or do you think they get acquired? Like, how do you
no,
think
they go back to their normal size, which is far from my original estimate.
Mhm.
It's a fucking it's a home equipment for fitness system, and a high end one. So it's definitely not what I envisioned. This fucking, it's industry standard kind of in a new business that's going to get developed, because everybody's going to be working out from home. They're going to come up with a cheaper device, just like Tesla did with the Model 3. It's none of this is happening. It's just a fucking pipe dream. I got culture wrong.
Right.
I thought culture would be changed, but people are not willing to give up human interaction.
Well, you
And that's a
you,
good thing.
you get a lot of things wrong. You get your top 5 NBA Larry Bird wrong. I mean, you get a lot of things wrong, so it's okay.
Exactly.
That's
But who do you have on your top 5? I'm curious.
LeBron, MJ, no order. LeBron, MJ, Shaq.
No, give me the order. Don't be a cop out.
Okay, so MJ is number 1 for me. I want to say
Okay.
Kareem 2, but I'll give LeBron 2 because I'm biased because I grew up with them. Kareem probably
Mhm.
3, Magic 4, and then I like Shaq at 5. I think that three-peat, that three-peat was very hard to do, and he was the MVP.
He doesn't.
of all 3 of those.
I'll give him the most dominant player in the paint ever award. But Shaq before Yao Ming and Shaq after Yao Ming, it's not the same
Yes,
Shaq, bro.
yes, I know. That's the hard part.
If Yao Ming doesn't happen, I say fuck, bro, because he could handle Hakeem. He could not handle Yao, bro. He could not handle Yao, bro. When
Well, he
I
was
saw
also
him
past
against
his
Yao,
prime, but yeah, that's the problem.
I was like, this is embarrassing because Yao was so much better, bro. He was bigger, faster, more versatile. It was like Hakeem was more agile, had better post moves, better shooting, but like Shaq was much more stronger and bigger. So
Right.
it will balance itself out. Like with Yao, it was just like, if Yao doesn't get hurt, bro, wow. The injury was such a that
Last question: greatest player that never got to be their potential because of them getting hurt. I think it's either Tracy McGrady or Derrick Rose. Would you agree with that?
Derrick Rose by
Derrick
huge
Rose.
by a mile, bro.
I was like
Derrick
13 when he won the MVP, and I thought he was the next god. I
Bro.
legitimately thought he was.
Derrick Rose could have been in the conversation for the GOAT if he
Yes.
doesn't get injured, bro.
It was people don't remember how because now he looks like a bum, but like people don't realize.
He that's the whole point, bro. He had 57,000 surgeries
Yeah.
and 1,400 different injuries,
Yep.
and he's fucking 35 years old or whatever. He's still giving you 20 points a night.
Yeah.
Like, this is insanity. Like, look up the clips of D Rose from the MVP season, bro. The stuff that he was
It
doing,
was insane.
it's just not human, bro. Derrick Rose with a jump shot and that at least 50% of that athleticism and no injuries, he would be in the conversation. He would probably be head to head with LeBron.
Yeah. He would just need the rings at that point, but he would have been one of the most dominant point
Yeah,
guards.
D Rose, bro. Whoa, that's a huge. Like, you forget Tracy McGrady had a great career before he got injured for many years. He
Mm.
didn't get, like, if anything, I would say D Rose or Penny Hardaway.
I was thinking of another shooter. I can't remember their name.
Like Penny Hardaway.
Grant
had a
Hill.
great
Grant
career.
Hill. Grant Hill. That's the guy.
Yeah, but
Grant
he
Hill.
had a career. Like, I feel D Rose got injured so early, bro. He never had the like Grant Hill had his years.
Yeah,
like-
he rose at 3 years before he got injured. Yeah.
D Rose, by the way, like Grant Hill never had that killer instinct, bro. Even before the injuries,
He's so
very
nice when you
chill.
see him on NBA TV. He's like
Yeah.
such a nice guy talking. Like D Rose is a killer. Like he wants to get it.
Bro, you have to understand, like, with all due respect, look at the movie they did about the Fab Five on ESPN. They explain it there. They explain how they hated guys like Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Like when the Juwan Howard and the Jalen Rose and Chris Webber, they came up from the hood and they came from filth, bro, from nothing. And then this fucking, they called him an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
Because like it was just he apologized for this. But basically because he was a rich kid and he was educated, his dad was an NFL star and whatnot, and he came from money. So it's like, yeah, they were upset that a college like Duke recruited him and they would have never got recruited by Duke and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I mean, Grant Hill never had that fucking killer instinct
Yeah.
to just go out your throat. Like, if you see like D Rose, he wanted to annihilate you, bro. When he played, it was vicious and it was
The way he attacked
powerful.
the rim was just like a different level.
He was taking you with him
Yeah.
through the rim, bro. And it was even worse, like when you see like Vince Carter, like more athletic, but none of these guys had that fucking, like, D Rose was a
Did you ever try to play hoops? Did you ever try it professionally or college? Or?
no.
Okay.
I play in the hood and
Why'd you say it
it's
like that?
in the Russian hood, which means a completely different thing than
I would
when
be
you
more
say
scared of
hood.
the Russian hood than another hood.
No, it's you'd be surprised how many good basketball players are in Russia. But it's a
Oh yeah,
a
there's a lot.
very
There's a lot.
it's hard to define what we play. It's a bunch of middle-aged guys like me playing basketball. It's just the most.
How tall
Sometimes
are
when
you? 5'9", 6 feet.
I'm 6'1".
Wow, I didn't know you were
uh,
that tall. Wow, okay.
Yeah, man. I'm not that tall in Russia. But I'll tell you what, when I lose and then we sit and watch the game from the sideline, when we like have next, and then you see the low level of the basketball, and it's like, oh, do we look that bad? And yes, the answer is yes, we look that bad, bro. It's just horrific, bro. But when you're playing, you feel like you're MJ. You know what I mean? You don't see how bad it looks from the sideline.
Yeah.
Uh, But yeah, well, when I play, you know how many friends I lost because of basketball?
Why? Just because like you talk shit, or
No, I take it so seriously. I can't play for fun. I want to.
but you're not
Like, I
supposed to
never
lose
had that.
friends because of that. That's like
I know, but bro, like, you know how all the greats, they had the killer instinct. They when they play, they want to win at all costs. So imagine that without none of the talent, like 0% talent, but only that. So, bro, I got into like fist fights with close friends on the basketball court because I just can't shut it off. I
wow. I love
cannot.
that though. I love that competitive side.
No, no, it's the thing about me I hate the most. So one of my best friends, he's like, "Oh, this is a moving pick." I was like, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking!" And then I go this, and I just can't stop myself. Like, I go on this fucking rampage, and I know he's my friend, but I can't stop it, bro. And like I apologize after, but I said I
Do you
just
think
can't
you're right
control it.
most of the time, or you're wrong? Is it actually a
When
moving
this
pick, or-
happens, I don't even think in the terms of justice. I want to kill this person. Like I just I can't explain it. Like this must be what a head case being is like to be, because we look at the head cases. It's like, dude, can't you just play basketball, make millions, like a runner test, right?
Yeah.
Or like for I forget his new name, whatever.
Meta World
Or
Peace.
any of the like you remember like Rashad Wallace,
Rashad Wallace, yeah.
Rashid Wallace, sorry,
Rasheed
Rashid Wallace. Like just play basketball. You'll so that's I think that this is exactly what they're going through. They can't fucking control it. There's like a demon in their head that basically takes over, because that's how I feel when I play basketball. It's like when you know the Malice and the Palace. None of these guys, you think that this was a logical decision to do what they did?
They're making millions of dollars to go punch a
It's
fan.
like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and end my career in the stands and potentially get a fucking case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a logical thing to do. So I think that this is what being a head case is like. Like everything like in your head just tunnel visions into this fucking stupidity.
Yeah. All right, that's a wrap. Ending at 419. Let's end at 420 just because.
Let's end it at 420.69.
Thanks, Tom, for being on.
Did you see my 69 jump from Twitter?
The subscriber thing you posted with 69?
No, with the you didn't see it?
Maybe I did, but I forgot.
We'll end with this. So I posted on Twitter. Your Twitter is on fire, by the way.
Yeah, people seem to like some of the tweets.
I mean, you're getting a lot of traction. So I'm gonna play it. I found it.
Okay.
Your Twitter's on fire, and your YouTube is on fire. It's all fucking. So,
Oh, this one. Yes, I did see this.
Wait, there's no audio.
Oh, you didn't
share
share
price
Oh, there it
in the
is.
past month. Get ready for it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Oh, that was you talking. Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
That was great. That's all of us. We're all good. We're having a rally though. We up 4% after hours.
I feel like we hugging each other together, like at that 69. Just all the Palantir. That's why I found nobody understood my point. They thought about the fall, but that hug, the 69 hug, is like the entire community is just fucking.
And it actually matches the 69 position because the guy's head is like at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. I love
It's
that.
like, do you think some people just wake up some morning is like, I'm gonna be a synchronized diver, doubles expert. I'm gonna jump to a fucking pool with the men's crouch in my face every morning.
No, you have to be down 50% of your portfolio to decide to do that one day. That's what that.
Oh man, yeah, this was a lot of fun.
All right, so final question: what's the new number of likes to get part 4? I want to put it at 1,000 because I want to challenge myself as well. But it's up to you.
No, but now 1,000 for you is easy now.
No,
bro.
Tom. No, it's averaging 200. We barely got to 650 on the last. It took 3 weeks to get there.
Yeah, but your channel grew since then. Like you added like 1,000.
Yeah, but not every subscriber is gonna watch the Tom Nash pod. Like it's I don't.
Most of them won't. Especially this one has nothing to do with the.
PFP. That's why I gotta put the timestamp so they can skip over this basketball shit.
Yeah. So how many likes you got on your? Well, you had the Meet Kevin video go to 8,000 views, bro. It's really good. I'm looking at it right now.
Mm,
Yeah, if we get to 500, I'll do one more.
500. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, 500. I'll do one more.
Tom Nash,
But the Meet
275,000.
Kevin just broke my record for
what?
my video. Is this the most watched video on your channel?
No. The most watched is
They-
actually a Reddit. Go to most popular. It's a Reddit. It's a guy on Reddit bought 3 million of Palantir. That's got 15,000 views. You have 8.2 thousand.
Oh, even Dominic broke me.
Yeah, Dominic.
12,000.
Dominic's
Oh,
there.
wow. I'm not even in the top 4. Some lady I don't know also broke me.
She's good. Aisha's good. Aisha's good.
No, I just don't. Well, at least I beat Dave. Dave is at number 5. I'm at number 4. Oh, okay. Dom at 12,000, bro.
Yeah, people liked it.
Dom.
People really love that one. That was great.
Dominic is a fucking.
You know
beast,
what
bro.
really triggered the Ross Gerber clip I put of you and me that for 3 minutes that got 5.7 thousand views. And that day the channel it had like 600 views in 20 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? This is a 3-minute video with Tom. But yeah, that's why to end it off.
His comments were so weird. I think people just curious to see what the hell. It's like Dr. Phil. What the hell were you thinking? It's like, what?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Tom Nash, ladies.
We call it the come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
That's malarkey. Come on, man. That's malarkey.
Come on, man. Skip.
Thank you, thank you, Tom, for everything you've done. Thank you for all the support with me, man. It means the world to me. I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, for sure. One more 500. Let's do it.
One more. Let's do it. All right. Bye-bye.